Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on my camper van, video 2. So the first video I gave you a look around, very rough and a lot of work needing done, and like my other restorations I can do one bit at a time till I build it up to where I'm happy with, which is quite a high standard to be fair. I'm going with the weather today and I'm going with security and safety. So the first two jobs, and I've been shopping. So the engine lid came with, and I'll show you in a minute, the push button with no lock. So obviously in 1975 people didn't steal as much as they do now. So that is just a quick, hopefully, replacement of that, meaning I can lock the boot lid and it's secure. When I first drove the van back, I had a smell of fuel, not for a while, but towards the end there was a smell of fuel. And having spoke to the previous owner and done a bit of research, I decided to have a look at the breather hoses to make sure they're all good, they're not perished. Now I've already had a quick look at the fuel hoses and they, to be fair, look like they have been replaced. The breather ones, for the price of them, I thought, peace of mind, I'll replace the lot. So that's what I've done. I've ordered a new T-piece that's in there and some section there. And that's where I'm going to start while the weather's dry. Do stuff outside. If it starts raining I can then come in here because I've got plans for in here as well. You'll notice the seat covers behind me, they've all been off washed and they smell nice. So starting with the boot lock. So this is the original one. Again, no way of locking it. When I'm off here I'll probably try and get some of this metal sanded back to get it smooth, which could lead to a hole, but I'll see when I get there. What I have noticed as well, and I hoped when I got the new part, is that you would get a gasket with it. But as I'm finding with Volkswagen parts, you're not going to get nothing for free. So with the engine lid open and looking there, there is one very rusty screw. I'm going to get some penetrating fluid on that and see if it'll come out. Which I've got my doubts, to be honest. I can show you a bit better on the new one. And here, one screw securing it. This will be original. Been in there for 46 years. So I'm going to let that set in for a while before even attempting to take it out. Okay, so tidied this up a bit, not to where I want it to be tidied. The purpose of this is getting this lock on and getting it secured. I've just put flame red paint on there at the moment because that's what I've got there. It will be getting the correct colour when I get the correct colour, or when I decide the correct colour, what I'm painting her. Basically I didn't want to leave in the normal filler primer because it absorbs water, not like the red oxide. So yep, this will give it a bit of protection just now. I'm going to get this new lock on and that gets it secured. So again, I'm using the old gasket, which is actually in fairly decent condition, but when I get a gasket set I'll replace that. So basically the gasket, do the right way, the gasket sits over and basically just goes in there and is tightened with one screw on the other side. So when you finally get it in, just a case of tightening it up. It really is that simple. And it's on. The screw is a bit fiddly, but I now have a can open, and the reason I changed it looking. I'll need adjustment, but I'm not bothered about that just now because of all the seals and everything like that. So all I wanted was security. Coming into the engine bay with the small camera, I want to show you a few things which are responsible for the smelly fuel. Possibly not solely, but definitely. And can't believe how dangerous they are. This hose here is far too big, it's normal fuel hose. You can see the size there. It's the same here, you can see where it's been leaking out. And then along here, same as well. Now follow this along, and the one that I've researched that is bad for perishing and that leads to the smell when the tank's full is along here. So leisure battery behind the spare wheel well. We can come up here, we can see how crusty that part of hose is there. So that needs replaced. The actual fuel pipe itself is a bit corroded on the outside. There's no leaks, but that's something in time, not at the moment, but in time I will be replacing the full piping on that. But at the moment I'm just going to be looking at the rubber. I did order a breather hose, but it was too small. I don't know if it's the wrong size or what, and there's no way it was fitting on this fuel pipe here. So I've went for a smaller fuel hose here. Might need to replace this later, but my initial concern is getting all of this airtight. So taking this off, you can see the difference in diameter. That is going to be tight to get on. Now I'm going to use some grease to get it over there. I've changed two so far, this one up here and the one in the middle. It's really tight and there's nothing getting out of there. Took quite a bit of effort to get it in. So I managed to get in here, but I couldn't get with the smaller hose, so I went with the bigger hose and added in some clips. Not really tight because I don't want to crush the pipe, but enough to get a good seal. Without taking this out, I wasn't getting in, and there's some rusty bolts there that I'll tackle later down the line, and I will replace these for proper fuel hoses or breather hoses at the stage I get to that, but at the moment I just want a safe running van. So this was my solution. These ones were really tight to get on, and that one I need two hands to get in, and I just can't with the way it is just now. So yep, happy with that. I'm going to get the leisure battery back in, and then I can move on to the next job. The hose that came off, as we can see, is in a bit of a sorry state. Cracked there and there, and it's rock solid. So strong candidate for the cause of the smell of fuel when driving. Next on my list, this is getting replaced, but I need to drive it this week, and this is supposed to have a deflection of about 10mm, and as you can see it's probably closer to about 30 or 40. As you might have seen when I first done my intro video, it was flapping about all over the place. So yep, this obviously keeps the charge in the alternator, keeps the fan going, keeps the engine cool, and it's the only thing that keeps the engine cool. So before I drive it anywhere, this is getting tightened up. I'll do that off camera because I'll do the full procedure on it when I replace the actual belt itself. But for quickness at the moment, I'm going to get this tightened up. Two shims out and much better to where it should be. That'll do till the new belt arrives. The point of me doing those little jobs was to get her safe and secure, enough anyway to get her mobile locally, which means I can take her to a local garage because I want to give her the once over, just to make sure I've not missed anything. People can get under the ramp, have a proper look, and it can give me a list which will be probably that size. But then I get to start on making her into what she is now, into the dream camper I can see in my head. And it's going to be a long, slow process that I'm going to enjoy. So yeah, I'll end that one there, and I'll say thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers!